Well, howdy folks. Let's see if I can get this right. As you can see, this ain't my front porch. There's all messed up. But I do still have my coffee. If you want to call it that. It tastes more like hot water, but so how did I get here? This time, this time tomorrow morning, they will probably be taking out a kidney and part of my liver. About 4 years ago, I don't know if I covered this or not. I don't think I did. About 4 years ago, I was having extreme lower back pain. I thought my back was out. I went to several. I hope y'all can hear this because obviously I can't talk real loud like I do out at the cabin. Um, anyway, I had extreme lower back pain. Turn on captions. That's what I do when I can't hear it. I turn on captions. Um, Squirrel. So I went to my chiropractor thinking my lower back was out. I went to, he only works like 2 or 3 days a week in one location and 2 or 3 days a week in another location. So I could only see him 2 or 3 times. And so I went to another one after that. Didn't help. After a while, I realized it wasn't my back being out. So I went to the emergency room, and after 8 hours in the emergency room, they found a uh, growth or cyst or whatever they call it on my. They said they thought it was benign on one of my kidneys. She said about the size of my fist. I don't know if she was talking this or this. She used the word fists. Don't know where the apostrophe was on that. So they gave me a list of urologists to see. And so they released me. So the following day I called them. As soon as they found out, which I thought I was covered with Indian Health, as soon as they found out I had Indian Health, sorry, we don't take that. Okay. So as it turned out, I didn't have it because it used to be you was automatically covered, but not anymore. Now you got to sign up for it like you do Obamacare. I didn't know that. So I started looking on the Cherokee website, and they had one urologist then. Looked like an 80-something-year-old man. I think he was in his 80s from his Bible. Mixed reviews. I said, he's not touching me. So, as a Christian, I did what any Christian do. I started praying and believing, Lord, you got to handle this. And I prayed, and I prayed, and I believed. And about 6 months later, I still didn't do nothing because I didn't know to do anything or how to do anything. About 6 months later, I'm watching a YouTube video on tracking big bucks in Maine because that's kind of my bucket list thing in the snow, tracking them down the snow. And Big Buck Podcast, I love that show. And they were talking about, oh, you get older, you got these aches and pains in these, them blowdowns, and mountains are harder to tackle and all this. And I read comments because sometimes you get the nuggets of good info out of the comments. And this one guy said, well, the reason your joints and stuff ache is because they're inflamed. Y'all need to get on the carnivore diet. Carnivore diet. I never heard of that. That sounds like hocus stuff. But me being a curious type I was, I went and investigated it. I researched. Oh, this is legit. And just kept reading tons and tons of testimonies, people who got on it and were healing themselves of a variety of problems. Now, granted, I was just a tad over 300 pounds at that point. So, I said, okay. And I started reading, I thought, this is the way I want to eat anyway. Now, excuse me, that was the doctor, and I was starting at 7:15 in the morning. So, where was I? Oh, the um, the video. Um, and so I researched carnivore diet, and I seen all this anecdotal evidence of people curing all kinds of ailments. Because this is the way I want to eat: meat, fish, eggs, cheese. You bet, some dairy. Yeah, that's the way I want to eat. So I got on that, started losing weight. Then I started reading about intermittent fasting. I thought, I can cut out lunch, breakfast, and dinner. No problem. Did that for a couple of weeks, and I thought, I really think I could go to one meal a day. So I did. And it was no problem. And then I started, I had done 3-day fast before for religious reasons as a Christian. So I started incorporating 3-day fast. Then I got thinking, how long can I fast? Well, as it turns out, the longest I've fasted is almost 5 days. Didn't quite make it 5 days. Got real close. Started getting lightheaded and stuff like that, so I started eating. But I lost, y'all remember years ago when I lost a lot of weight. If you've been following, I lost 300, just almost 100 pounds, 89 pounds or something like that. Got down to 215. And then I went back to eating. After about a year, I started thinking I can lose weight anytime. I don't need this. The mass was completely forgotten because I believed with all my heart that God would heal. He may have. This may be something totally different. I don't know. I believe He led me to discovering fasting and low carb, no carb eating. And while I've had plenty of time, they've kept me here for a week because they said if I left, well, let's go back. I come in here with no insurance, so come in the emergency room. So I came in the emergency room. I come up here and I said, I am a tribal member. And these people here went to work. And they told me I had to contact the tribe within 72 hours, which I did. And then they told me I was covered by Indian benefits. I want to go home then, before the outbreak. Okay, well, if you do that, then they won't cover you. That's odd. They won't cover the emergency. That's odd. So I stayed against my better judgment. I stayed. I didn't want to be stuck with a bill, but what are you going to do, right? Now I was completely fine paying for the rest of my life, $50 a month on there's 2 specialists. One's going to take the kidney out, and he just come in and said that they're not going to do robotically. They're going to cut me open, which I'm not good with, but I knew it was a possibility. So I don't know. So anyway, I'm here. Um, I don't know. So anyway, I went back to eating the standard American diet, one that got me over 300 pounds to begin with. Pizza. I told them ice cream, bread, and potatoes were my Achilles heel. I love those three, but that's probably what got me right here, right now. There is no doubt in my mind, had I remained on a low carb, no carb diet with fasting, I wouldn't be here right now. And I got to tell you, um, when I told them here I've been fasting for 2 days now. It's freaking them out, but they think there's something wrong with me. I joked to one tech. I said, she goes, well, how am I supposed to chart this? I said, fasting. Then it come back. I said, no, tell them that I'm on a hunger strike. I said, let's watch the people with straight jackets come in real quick. But she did. But I mean, the nurse said, oh, you didn't eat. You didn't eat. And I'm going to put some photos of this menu here. Look at the amount of potatoes and the rice and other stuff that are just loaded with carbs. I've said it before. I don't know if I've said it in the video, but I've told people before, there will never be a cure for cancer because there's just too much damn money in it. You don't build cancer wings and cancer institutes if there's no money in it. And I've been listening to a Dr. Thomas Seyfried and a Nasha Leonard, you know, and I have a thing. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, something's wrong. They like to tell us that, you know, the establishment, that we're spending billions of dollars a year and we're gaining on cancer. No, we're not. Again, you don't build cancer wings and cancer institutes off of making progress. Only thing you're making progress is more and more people are getting cancer. Oh, there's a 30% decrease in cancer since 1990s. Well, what happened in the 1990s? Anti-smoking campaign. Less and less people are smoking. That's, I mean, is there a coincidence that the decline in cancer started at the approximately same time the anti-smoking campaign did? I really hate that they got to cut this up. And every fiber of my being wants to get up and walk out of here. But the last thing I want to do is settle myself or my daughter with a huge debt. Like I say, my ex has a $45,000 medical bill that she will be paying on the rest of her life. She pays $50 a month, and that their payoff is something like $20.88 or something. She's 60. Do you think she'll make it that long? No, she knows she won't. So, if you're not, I would highly recommend you educate yourself. I know a lot of people love potatoes. I mean, oh, man, I love potatoes. I used to think I could just live on bread and potatoes. And sure, that doesn't affect everybody the same. But anyway, I don't know. I think it's, you know, this establishment likes to tell you it's a genetic disorder, cancer, but I do believe it's a metabolic disease. But there's no money in being metabolic and eating right. And I mean, if you came out, imagine if people, I mean, you come out and say sugar, which probably is, I truly believe it is. Sugar is, you know, or carbs are the leading cause of cancer. Oh my gosh, could you imagine the shitstorm that would happen? People who tried that have been discredited. So there's just too much money in cancer to be. I mean, there's no money in telling you to cut out the carbs in your life and you'll be cancer free, or you know, you fight cancer. There's just no money in that. You have all this poison stuck in your body and kills the good and the bad cells as well. There's just too much money in it. I mean, if you could just eat red meat and cheese and eggs and stuff like that, and fast every once in a while and be healthy. Oh my gosh, there's no money in that. There's no money. We gotta have something to build these new cancer institutes with. So they will take this, and like I said, just large incision, take my kidney and my part of my liver out. And like I said, it's from then on, it's reset time. I'll have to cut out everything I love to eat, like I did before, and this time I'll stay with it because my life depends on it. So anyway, I just want to bring y'all that. Okay, that was a nurse. She just come in and gave me my blood pressure meds, and yeah, I've dealt with high blood pressure most of my life. So anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Let y'all know what's going on. Don't know when I get back to cabin. They're saying possibly 7 days recovery, maybe a little longer. Because, like I said, the doctors come in. If it had been robotic, it may be in less than 5. But now they're saying they have to do the big cut. Yay! I don't know. So anyway, we'll catch you on the other side. Hopefully the next Front Porch Friday, or well, this is actually Tuesday, so hopefully the next one I'll be back on the porch. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you for your prayers. Take them all that you'll give. So and this is a Tuesday version, so I probably won't title it Front Porch Friday. I'll think of a catchy title. But thank y'all, and we'll catch you later.